97 Bobby. Welcome back to the Bobby Bones Show.
I wanted to bring our intern Nikki in the studio. And only for a second, and only to bring up the fact that, you know how we're talking about chicks who still date while they're pregnant? And I'm not talking about dating the guy that got her pregnant. I'm talking about, you know, she broke up with the guy that got her pregnant, or maybe she didn't even know him to begin with, and now she's like dating other dudes.
Right.
And so, Nikki, you have a friend.
I do.
That is 6 months pregnant.
Yes.
And she hooked up with some dude.
Yeah, that we work with.
Now, is she showing?
Yeah.
So he knows she's pregnant?
Yeah, because like when she started, she told like our managers and stuff like, hey, I'm just, you know, like, I'm pregnant, I really need this job, yada, yada, yada. Like, everyone knew that she was pregnant. And now she's like showing, she's big.
And so they just went on a... What?
Did they go on a date?
No.
They just went to hook up?
Yeah.
And so is he into pregnant chicks, or is he really into her?
No, I don't think it was either. I don't know, but like he knew she was pregnant, and I guess it was just like, hey, you want to hang out? But like for a reason, kind of. Like they kind of knew it was gonna happen, and it did.
Now, was it weird to her afterward that she had sex and she has a baby?
I think the whole thing in general was weird. Like
boss, baby, pregnancy, everything.
Yeah, it was just. It was
worker, I don't know.
I don't think it was weird that she hooked up with somebody and was pregnant, but I thought that was just so weird.
You don't think it's weird that she's pregnant and hooked up with somebody?
I think it's weird.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she thought it was weird, and I don't think he thought it was weird.
I think it gets less weird the earlier in pregnancy you are. Like, it starts at weird.
Right.
Like, that's where it starts. But by 6 months, it's like, holy crap, that's so freaking
she's
weird.
She's, like, waddling and, like, has a belly. So I could only... Oh. And she, like, showed me her belly and stuff, and it's, like, a pregnant belly.
Wow.
Gross. Like, what's the latest you can hook up? Like, if they're pregnant?
2 months.
No, you mean if it's your wife? Your girlfriend?
Anybody. I don't think...
I think
even if it's your wife...
If it's your wife, you can do like 9 months. They say that actually makes the baby come out.
Yeah, they say it's good for you.
But that's just weird that a random hookup when she's really pregnant.
Yeah, like really pregnant.
Some dudes are into that. Wow. All right, thanks, Nikki.
But don't you think it would be weird, like, even if it's your wife to be hooking up at 9 months when she's got a big old fat belly like that?
I don't know.
Like,
I haven't had a wife. You know this David Carradine guy?
Oh, man.
Well, let me start with playing you a clip. People our age would know him most from Kill Bill, not Kung Fu. The Legend... I used to watch The Legend Continues, which was made in the early 90s, but the original Kung Fu where he was famous was like in the 70s or 60s, I think. But David Carradine was 72, he died. Here's the opening scene of Kill Bill Volume 1.
Do you find me sadistic? I'll bet I could fry an egg on your head right now. If I wanted to. No, kiddo. I'd like to believe you're aware enough, even now, to know that there's nothing sadistic in my actions.
He sounds like a good actor. Well, they found him in his hotel room, right? Well, there's more to the story. It's after 8:30, so if you have kids, maybe you don't want them to hear the story. But they found him in his hotel room, naked and hanging, and it looks like he may have died while pleasuring himself.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Well, listen to what happened. He was discovered in a Bangkok hotel. It's not known what he was doing in Bangkok. Local police told the BBC that the maid found him hanging with a cord around his neck. There was another one around his private parts. And this is pretty common because the guy from INXS also died of this.
Some sadistic
from
way of...
What?
INXS, the band.
The band?
Yeah.
He died this way?
It's called erotic asphyxiation. That what happens is they cut off some of the oxygen to their brain because it increases their sexual arousal. And why they die is because they misjudge how much they can cut off. And so I'm reading this, about 1,000 Americans a year die from this.
Like, where do you even learn that, hey, this could pleasure me more than normal?
Just to talk about the INXS thing, Michael Hutchins, the singer for INXS, that's what he died from. His family had the cause of death changed to suicide. I mean, is that less embarrassing?
I don't know.
In an interview published 5 years ago, David Carradine said, I used to keep a loaded gun in my desk drawer. Every night I'd take it out and think about blowing my head off. Then I decided not to and keep living. So, here is David Carradine's manager. He was on Larry King last night, and he says that there was foul play. So you have 3 different stories going here.
If it's not as
of it, Chuck?
I think it's under investigation.
Could it be accidental?
What do you want to call that accident? But, I got some calls from Thailand today from a producer that I've worked with them. And, I don't want to get in the middle of this whole investigation, but this guy said we were sure there was foul play.
So you have one thing where they say it's suicide. Second thing is where they say, okay, foul play involved. Well, foul play is not this. Foul play isn't whatever they call this.
I don't think there's foul play. I think,
Erotic asphyxiation.
right. I think this dude was doing an erotic thing, and the manager's a little embarrassed to say it.
Well, it's the same deal here. I mean, In Excess guys is kind of what people know of him. I mean, the man was good, but...
I recognize this song.
No sensation. Yeah. I'm also thinking about this Melissa Joan Hart story, where yesterday Amy told it in the Hollywood Skinny. And just to give you guys a recap of what happened. First of all, she was Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I actually knew her more from Clarissa Explains It All back in the day.
I watched that.
Yeah, when I was a kid.
It was on Nickelodeon.
Past tense or present?
I used to watch it.
Oh, you watched it.
Yeah.
Like last night you watched it, or like years ago?
Back in the day.
Well,
Okay.
she, last Friday, was overheard talking off the camera at a local TV station. She said that she hopes Farrah Fawcett didn't die, right? But then she finished the sentence saying, if she dies, I'll be bumped off the cover of People magazine. She's on the cover because she lost 42 pounds. I don't think this is that big a deal, and I think it's just human nature to, hey, you have something great coming up. You hope something doesn't happen to somebody else because you still like what you have coming to you. Should she have said it where she said it? No. People are acting like she's the worst human being ever. We would have all felt the same exact way. Lunchbox, if you were going to be there to do this big spread of you in Sports Illustrated as being like one of the greatest soccer players ever, they're going to put you on the cover, and it was like,
They've approached me.
right?
Yeah,
And Derek Jeter is terminally ill, and they were going to put him on the cover if you weren't going to be on. Wouldn't you be like, man, I hope he
Hey,
doesn't
just wait till
die?
next week, man.
Well, they may have a bigger story then. You
No,
never
that's what I'm
know.
saying. Wait till next week for him to die.
Well, but I just don't think it's that big of a deal. And they're acting like she's just safe.
I don't think she's saying, no, what I'm saying, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying I would just sit there and
Yeah.
go, I hope Derek Jeter, doesn't die my week. Wait a week until I'm off the cover, then you can have it. You can bump someone else. But it's human nature. You want that spotlight. You earned it. They're going to spotlight you, and if someone's going to come in and swoop it up by dying, not cool.
Agree. So I didn't think it was that big a deal. I just
Right?
wanted to go
Am I
on record
right?
and say that. Today's also a big deal. It's Brian McKnight's birthday. He's 40 years old.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a second to focus on the catalog of Brian McKnight. Well, if you're trying to make sweet love to your lady, this is the guy's music to play. Happy 40th birthday, Brian McKnight. A little Anytime. Yeah. Back at One. This dude's like 6'6". He's huge.
Is he white or black?
He's black.
You want to know who? It's just in my head. Brian McKnight is that guy Wayne Brady. That's all I see.
They kind of look alike.
Do they really?
A little bit. They both sing. And I don't know, some people may interpret that as being racist.
I know.
But
How is that racist? I don't know who Brian McKnight is, so when you say his name, I think of Wayne Brady.
Well, then why do you ask if he was black or white if you thought he was Wayne Brady?
Because I wanted to see if I was on the right track, if I actually have any idea who this guy is.
maybe he's done. I don't know why you would think that.
You should just do your research before.
I'm just saying some people, I don't think you were saying that, but they may think, wow, what do you think, all black guys look the same?
That has nothing to do with it.
I don't think you meant that, but I'm putting it out there that some people may think that. And you do have a history of saying things where people get upset at your racist comments.
He does look like him.
Of course, now he does.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I put two pictures beside him. I can't even tell who's who.
No, I can tell who, but
But they do kind of look alike, yes.
and he looks like one of the Wayans brothers.
You should pick somebody white now to hold totally. He's like, man, he looks just like John Travolta.
I'm trying to think.
Just stop. Just stop, dude.
Mouth closed and let me bail out of here.
Wait, hold on. Let me tell you who else he looks like.